Have you ever wondered how the world as we know it began? What if I told you it all started in ancient Greece? Yes, indeed. The dawn of civilization can be traced back to the Mediterranean, where the Minoans and Mycenaeans, the earliest known civilizations in Greece, flourished. They laid the groundwork for what would become the vibrant, sophisticated society of ancient Greece, and their contributions still echo in our world today. The Minoans, named after the mythic king Minos, emerged on the island of Crete around 3,000 years before Christ. They were seafaring traders known for their complex architecture, vivid frescoes, and intricate pottery. The Minoans were also the first in Europe to use a written language known as Linear A testament to their advanced society. On the mainland, the Mycenaeans rose to prominence a few centuries later. They were influenced by the Minoans, yet they developed their own distinctive style. They built grand palaces on hilltops, fortifying them with colossal walls. Their architecture was practical, yet it retained an air of majesty. The Mycenaeans were also skilled in the art of warfare, as depicted in their art and poetry. And speaking of writing, the Mycenaeans adopted and adapted the Minoan script, creating Linear B, the earliest form of Greek. It's fascinating to think that this ancient language is the precursor to the one used by the likes of Homer and Plato, and even the one we use today. These civilizations may have existed in the distant past, but their influence is undeniable. The Minoan and Mycenaean impact on art, architecture, and language shaped not only ancient Greece, but also the entire Western world. So, the next time you admire a beautiful piece of pottery or read a captivating novel, remember it all began with the Minoans and Mycenaeans of ancient Greece. After the fall of the Mycenaean civilization, Greece entered a period of dark ages. But out of the darkness emerged a golden era that would shape the world forever. In this golden age, Greece was not a unified country as we know it today, but a collection of self-governed city-states, each with its own unique identity. Two of the most prominent city-states were Athens and Sparta. Athens, the heart of the Golden Age, was the birthplace of democracy, a system where every free male citizen had a say in matters of state. This political experiment was bold and unprecedented, setting the groundwork for democratic societies that followed thousands of years later. Sparta, on the other hand, was a military powerhouse known for its discipline and warrior culture. The Spartan way of life revolved around preparing for war, creating a society that was as formidable as it was unique. But the Golden Age of Greece was not solely about politics and military might. It was also an era that saw an explosion of creativity and intellectual pursuits. The arts and sciences flourished, paving the way for advancements that still influence us today. Consider the philosophers, a group of thinkers who dared to question the world around them. Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, encouraged critical thinking and challenged the status quo. His student Plato expanded on these ideas, establishing the academy and writing extensively on topics like justice, beauty, and equality. And then came Aristotle, Plato's student, who made significant contributions to a range of fields, including biology, ethics, politics, and logic. The Golden Age also witnessed the rise of drama, with playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides leaving a lasting legacy through their tragedies and comedies. Sculpture and architecture reached new heights, with structures like the Parthenon still standing as a testament to the artistic prowess of the time. So, the roots of our modern political systems, our philosophies, and even our scientific methods can be traced back to this Golden Age of Greece. What a time it was, a beacon of light in a world that, to a large extent, was still finding its way. The Golden Age of Greece might have ended, but its influence was far from over. The world was about to witness the rise of a young king who would conquer it all. Enter a man named Alexander, born in 356 BC, son of King Philip II of Macedon. Even as a child, Alexander showed signs of great promise, tutored by none other than the philosopher Aristotle. He was just 20 years old when he ascended the throne, a young king stepping into large shoes. But what he lacked in years, he more than made up for with ambition and military acumen. Alexander embarked on a series of conquests, the likes of which the world had never seen. From Egypt to Persia, he swept through lands like an unstoppable force. His empire stretched from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, making him one of the most successful military commanders in history. But Alexander was not just a conqueror. He was a carrier of culture. Everywhere his armies went, they brought with them the Greek way of life. They built cities modelled after Greek ideals, with theatres, gymnasiums and libraries. They spread the Greek language, which became the lingua franca of much of the known world. This period, often referred to as the Hellenistic Age, saw a fusion of Greek and Eastern cultures, creating a rich tapestry that would influence civilizations for centuries to come. Despite his untimely death at the age of 32, Alexander's impact was far-reaching. His reign marked the spread of Greek culture beyond its traditional borders, setting the stage for the Roman Empire and later the Renaissance in Europe. The legacy of this young king, Alexander, lives on even today, in the form of the cultural diffusion that he initiated. So, the next time you marvel at the wonders of the ancient world or the achievements of the Renaissance, spare a thought for Alexander, the young king who dared to dream big and change the course of history. All good things must come to an end, and so did the glorious civilization of ancient Greece. But how did such a powerful civilization fall? The twilight of ancient Greece wasn't a single event, but a series of internal conflicts and external pressures that gradually eroded the foundations of its society. After the death of Alexander the Great, his vast empire was divided among his generals, leading to the Hellenistic period. This division marked the beginning of the end, as the unity that once defined the Greek city-states was replaced with discord and rivalry. The infighting among the diverse Greek city-states made them vulnerable to external threats. The most pressing of these threats came from the north, from a burgeoning power known as Rome. Following a series of wars, the Romans emerged victorious, and by the mid-2nd century BCE, Greece had become a province of the Roman Empire. However, the conquerors were not immune to the allure of Greek culture. The Romans admired Greek art, philosophy and science, and they incorporated these elements into their own civilization. Greek became the language of the educated elite in Rome, and Greek tutors were sought after to educate the children of the Roman aristocracy. Greek architecture influenced Roman designs, and Greek gods found their counterparts in the Roman pantheon. The Roman poet Horace once famously said, "Captive Greece took captive her savage conqueror," highlighting the profound influence Greek culture had on Rome. The fall of Greece was not merely a defeat, but a fusion. The Greek civilization didn't disappear. Instead, it permeated through the fabric of the Roman Empire, continuing to shape the world in new and different ways. The Greeks may have lost their independence, but their legacy lived on, influencing Rome and, by extension, the course of Western civilization. Even in its downfall, Greece continued to influence the world, this time through the Roman Empire. Its legacy continues to echo through the centuries, reminding us that even in defeat, the influence of a civilization can carry on, shaping the world for generations to come. Ancient Greece may be long gone, but its legacy is alive and thriving in our world today. From the cradle of Western civilization, ancient Greece bestowed upon the world a treasure trove of knowledge and wisdom that continues to shape our lives. Its influence permeates every corner of modern society, from politics and philosophy to art and science. In politics, the Greeks pioneered the concept of democracy, a form of government where power rests in the hands of the people. The city-state of Athens was a shining beacon of this principle, where every citizen had a voice in the assembly. We see the echoes of this democratic ideal in the governments that govern our world today, from the United States to India, from Brazil to South Africa. In the realm of philosophy, who can forget the indelible contributions of Socrates, Plato and Aristotle? These thinkers questioned the nature of reality, morality and knowledge, laying the groundwork for centuries of philosophical thought. Their ideas continue to shape our understanding of the world, influencing everything from our ethical decisions to our scientific theories. Art, too, owes a tremendous debt to ancient Greece. From the elegant statues of the classical period to the gripping tragedies of Sophocles, Greek art set a standard of beauty and expression that continues to inspire artists today. Regardless of the medium, the spirit of Greek artistry lives on, echoing in every brushstroke, every line of poetry, every note of music. And let's not forget science. The Greeks were the first to approach the natural world with a sense of curiosity and rationality. They sought to understand the universe not through myth or superstition, but through observation and reasoning. This scientific method, first developed by the Greeks, is the cornerstone of modern science. The echoes of ancient Greece can be heard even today in our art, in our governments, in our philosophies, and in our science. Truly, we are all children of Greece. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting facts. See you next time.